Thank you for the opportunity to come speak to you all, give you all a little bit of words of encouragement. I'm grateful that my mom mentioned my name so that I can come in the room and just share a little bit of encouragement. I always love hanging out with the Watson Cooper family. It's so much fun. I remember we took that big old cruise for Yvonne retirement thing. We had like an amazing time. It was a whole lot of people. We had a lot of fun. So I always like hanging out with them. I haven't been to BAM House yet, but it's always on my list. So I always see all the videos and pictures and definitely see all the food. The next time y'all had a seafood boil, call me. I'll drive out there so I can come out there and eat. But on my way here, I asked my husband to play. I said, play Fantasia song, because, you know, that's the theme of the brunch. I want to make sure I hear it. I've been listening to her all week. And I was listening to her, and I was listening to her songs, and I was saying, man, she's sad in this song. Or like, she really went through. So I told him, follow it up and let me listen to some Jay-Z so I could get some little motivation, so I could get some words of encouragement for real. But in the song, she said, some of you know what it feels like, caught up just in his life. Don't want to try again, thinking, what's the difference? Why am I not interested? Because when you've been broken, you feel like no one can fix it. And what really stuck with me is when she said, you've been broken and no one can fix it. And I said, man, when Fantasia made this song, she was lost. And she was broken. And she felt she had given up. And she felt like nobody else could help her at this moment. And all she could do was cry. And I was thinking about those words. And I was like, and she talked about how you have to lose to win again. And that simply means that in life, you got to take some L's. And those L's are the obstacles of life. And when you take those L's, you have to take those L's with gratitude. And you can't let those L's keep you down. You got to keep going. But the way that you keep going is not to stay with the L. You got to keep moving. And in my bio, when Miss Brenda was talking, and I talk about my book, I always want anything that I say to people, to move them in as being a verb, to move them to be motivated, encouraged, empowered, and all of that. So today I just want to tell you, when you do have an obstacle, or when you do have a loss in your life, just stay on the move. Keep it moving. Don't let that L keep you down and keep you from getting what you're supposed to do. And when you are moving in life, the M stands for being mindfully motivated. And when you're mindfully motivated, you are thinking about who's motivating you, who's in your circle, who's praying for you, because that's important, because everybody not there for you for a great reason. Your circle is the most important thing in life when you are trying to be better, when you are trying to do things, when you are trying to live differently. Your circle is very important. And sometimes it's family and sometimes it's not. You can't always say everybody in your family is going down the same path that you're going down, because that's not the truth. That's not the truth at all. And it's okay to be like, we're not going down the same path, so we can separate. But girls, be mindfully motivated about your friends, about how they are motivating you in school, about how they are telling you what to do and how to do it. Like, your circle should include the people that are doing the same things that you're doing, getting the grades, the same grades that you are getting. Even if somebody is slipping in your circle, you have to be that person to say, hey, I need you to bring that back up, because you have to be mindfully motivating them as well. So make sure, if your friend is going through an obstacle or taking an L in life, that you have to be that person to help her or him, and vice versa. So don't have people around you that's going to always pull from you and never give to you as well. You can't have that negative energy all the time, where you're going to be standing in that place when you're taking that loss for that. So, and I know it's really hard when you taking a loss. I know the obstacle is really hard, but just stay on the move. And the next thing I want to talk about is, when you're overcoming the loss, the L that you're taking, be optimistic about it. Be optimistic about it. Be positive about it. It's hard. And you know, when you talk about obstacles and being optimistic, check this out. So you know the obstacle course that you do in school. You know, in gym, when you're doing the obstacle course and you get to something you don't know what you're supposed to do, what you do? What do? You stop, right? If it's a tire, or if I don't know what y'all did in gym, but we had to climb up the ropes in gym. So that was always my obstacle right there. And I always stood like this and looked around and said, what am I supposed to do? And my teacher would say, you gotta climb it up, Miss Woods. You gotta climb it up. I was like, how? I don't know how to do that. Well, what you gonna do? You gonna stay and take this F, or you gonna try to figure it out? And me, I was like, well, I better try to figure it out, because one thing I'm not about to bring home is an F in gym. So it's an obstacle. So I did the best that I could to get up there. But my point is, don't stop. Don't stop at that point and give up and say, I'm not going to do anything else. Don't stop at that obstacle point. Keep going. Figure out how to do it. Even if you just do it a little bit. to get it, but keep going to get past, because past that thing is the next thing in the obstacle course until you get to the end, which is how you win. Is keep going through the paths of the obstacle course so that you are continuing, so that you continue to win in that. So be optimistic about finding ways to get through the path of the obstacle course when you're taking the L's in life. And be verbal. My V always stands for value and verbal. Let me tell you a story. I went to college, right? I was like the first person in my family that raised me to go to college. I went away to school, went to Bradley University, came back, had my degree, couldn't tell me nothing. Thought I was like, yeah, I got this degree, I'm in it. That was December. By March, I was pregnant. Didn't know what to do. I was about to be a single mama. I was about to be what Fantasia was singing about, a baby mama. I was devastated, honey. All my little accolades gone down the drain, because all I could see right now is I have become what I did not want to become. A single mother and somebody's baby mama, and now my child doesn't have a father. So now I'm a single mama out here. Now what I'm going to do? And that took me into the darkest place of my life. Like, seriously. I was terrible. For 9 months I was pregnant. I was in depression. For the time after that, I was in depression. And I remember I was working at Milton Brunson School. And I was standing in the hallway, and the teacher was talking to me. And I heard nothing that she said. And I was like, what is wrong with me? I'm standing in front of this lady. I ain't heard nothing that she said. And the doctor told me, she said, you are clinically depressed. I was like, really? And she was like, I'm going to give you some meds. I said, no, thank you. I said, I know what's wrong, so now I got to try to fix it. And so one day I was in the hallway, and I was like, and I just started praying. I was like, Lord, what is wrong with me? I'm not the person that I used to be. I'm not the person that I want to be. I don't feel the happiness that I used to feel. I'm not the person that go out and do things. I just go home, I look at my baby, I cry. I think I'm watching a movie, but I'm really not. I sit in my room in a corner. I said, I'm tired of feeling like that. What should I do? Being the person that I am, I was raised in church. So I immediately ran to a church service. But in the church service, I learned what the Bible talks about, speaking things into existence and using your tongue for life or death. So I was walking down the hallway one day, and I said, I'm just going to do this because I need to figure out how to get through this pressure. And I just started saying, Candy, you're going to overcome this. Candy, you're going to be great. Candy, you're going to be happy. Candy, you're going to have some joy. You're not going to be like this forever. And I could literally feel the clouds releasing from my body, no lie. And that's when I realized that depression is like a brick. It's heavy. And it weighs on you. But if you just fill that brick with nothing but positivity and just speak over yourself, you could just chip it away and chip it away and chip it away and chip it away. And it's not easy. But if you just keep chipping at it and just chipping at it, eventually it will break and you will be free. And I know a lot of my girls at school, because I'm an assistant principal, they deal with the same thing. And it's about learning how to deal with the emotions of being depressed. About different things y'all be depressed about. Grades, relationships, who going with who they outfits, and I'll be thinking like, why you sad? And some other people be depressed about things they have to do at home because they are the adult at home, and I get that. But just remember, you got to speak those positive things every day to yourself, because just like it happens now, it happens as an adult. It doesn't stop. Life doesn't stop with the depression and things like that. You just have to find your way to get through it. So make sure that you are staying verbal and staying, speaking to yourself about different things like that. And then the other important thing is make sure you are staying educated. Be educated in life. That's education about in your schooling. If you got a bad grade, what you got to do? You got to figure out how to get that grade back up. So educate yourself about what I need to do to get that grade back up. Educate yourself about that. For me, if I would have known years ago what I know now, I would have educated myself about finances. I would have educated myself about finance, about credit. Because that's something I did not know about credit cards. So my checks wouldn't be garnished. Because that's something I didn't know about. I wish somebody would have told me about those. But educate yourself about everything possible. Ask questions. And that's something that was one of my goals this year. I said, One thing that I, grew up was we didn't have a lot of money. We were poor. So one of my goals in life was to, try to like save some money or have some money saved and, have a better financial life. But more than that, just learn about investments, learn about stocks, learn how to create generational wealth, learn how to create wealth. It's kids you our age out here making so much money just leveraging social media. One of my mentors told me, so you playing boo-boo the fool on social media and not making no money? Because that's not what it's for. So many young entrepreneurs out here, 12 and 13 years old, just building stuff and selling stuff. And you all have the market for things that we never knew about back in the day. I can't keep up with all the social media. I can't be posting to TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. I connect all that stuff. I can't do all that stuff together. But you all have the ability to get the crowd going and all this, the influence and stuff like that's now. Educate yourself on that. Use your platform the right way.